discern that. We were the draw to the Catholic Church kept coming, and I remember to say at the time, "This is nuts. This can't be from God. This is not where we think it's going." So a lot of those things occurred. Some of them were a little painful because we almost couldn't believe it, because we've been taught in the scriptures that the Catholic Bible is wrong, and I believe that they'd added these books to it, and we've been taught that that the rock of Peter, and that how you interpret that is not really Peter, it's really the Petra versus a Petros and all that stuff, and so we blew that stuff off, and it couldn't be the Catholic Church. There were believers there, but it couldn't be. So, any thoughts to throw in there?
Well, there is a culture within all forms of Christianity, and the Catholic Church was foreign to me, very foreign. I wasn't comfortable there. I didn't see community there, and I certainly didn't understand the Mass. It just seemed up, down. And, we were young and, doing our thing and listening to God. And it wasn't as if Dave was going to sit next to me and explain all the Mass, because I don't think he remembered it himself. But he had been in it at a young age, and it wasn't foreign to him. It was part of his Christian walk, but it wasn't mine. So he starts saying, I think this is where we're supposed to be. And I sensed it. I was not happy. It rocked my boat. The biggest issue that we were really trained in those evangelistic training things is that Catholics do not believe in the grace of God, that you have to do this, and this, and even then you can't be too sure about getting into heaven. So, and my experience of Christ had been, I needed to believe in His mercy, not just for myself, but for a lot of people that I loved, and the idea of giving that up to enter into this church, and yet. We had made decisions like most people don't live the way we lived. We had people living with us. We had all based on the kind of discernment and hearing the voice of God. And He kept us safe through all kinds of things that we did in service. And so I recognized the voice. And to deny that voice would have been to deny everything from the very beginning of my walk with Him. So I had to obey Him. That was my choice. And that there was this little moment, and I still remember being in there crying, just, like, Lord, are you telling me this isn't grace, that, I'm going to have to earn this? How can I earn you? I can't earn you. And like at the beginning, everything went quiet, and He gave me the image of Him calling Peter from the boat. And instead of Peter, it was, you have been not trusting me. You've been trusting what people have been teaching about me. Trust me again. Come out of the boat of all, the teachings and things, and take my hand again. And I did. And in the process of entering the church, learned about the sacraments, intellectually made the connection, but it was taking His hand and letting Him show me things that, so many things have been answered. We have Him in the Eucharist when He said, I will be with you always, even to the end of the age. I always wondered about that. But I know you're in heaven, but you're not here. He's here. And He's feeding me. It's so rich, and it's all over the world. And we've had the unbelievable blessing of being in the church all over the world.
I was at
That's wonderful.
His name was Cardinal Law at the time, and I know he has his issues, but Cardinal Law was a wonderful pastor in Boston. He went to a large evangelical sports event, and Reverend Bunky, one of the Assembly of God pastors, had hosted it, and Cardinal Law was the guest speaker. And I'm sitting at a table, and I'm watching, at the head table, Reverend Bunky and the Cardinal going at it. I'm like, wow, what's that? They're really like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And after the event, I went up to Reverend Bunky, and he said, I forget his first name at the time, but Reverend Bunky, what was going on? He says, David, I don't know what to do. You'll never believe it. You'll never believe it. I asked him about the Eucharist, and how do you guys have this teaching? And the Cardinal pulls out the Gospel of John and walks him through the Gospels and walks them through the Scriptures and exegeted the Scriptures for me right in front of my eyes. David, I don't know what to do. I don't know. He's just rocked my world. And as he's telling me that, I'm like, so it forced us to go back to those very Scriptures that were right in front of our eyes, that we never looked at it from that point. And then we went to Dave Thorpe, and Dave was very helpful. And when the Eucharist became... When we understood the Eucharist, when we understood that he meant what he said, that you will eat my flesh and drink my blood, and that many left him, and he didn't correct the teaching. That was the paradigm shift that broke the ice. The water started flowing over the dam at that very moment.